Welcome, adventurers, heroes, and villains, to Burgschneider Live, where your gateway to epic LARP battles, awesome, historically inspired. Let me start again. Hold on a second. Wait. We deserve to do this correct for you. Welcome to Burgscneider Live, your gateway to the realms of mythodea, epic LARP battles, and awesome historically inspired and fantasy costumes. So grab yourself a tankard, ready your gear, and join myself, Mike,
Hey.
and the skeleton crew as we talk all things Burgscheider and LARP going forwards today. What? Well, who are we? We are Burgschneider, as mentioned. Burgschneider, as an organization, makes historically inspired clothes and attire and accessories. And on the other side of things, we have an events department that runs live action role-playing games. And what is a live action role-playing game, Mike?
So yeah, a LARP game is sort of like Dungeons and Dragons, but in real life. You basically represent your character with your own physical body. You're in a real space and you're interacting and making play with other people doing the same thing.
What you do is what you do. What you say is what you say. There are definitely safety protocols and combat protocols in place to make sure that nobody hurts each other. But generally, a live action role playing game is you interacting as your character for up to 4 days straight with up to 10 or 12,000 other people also participating in the same game.
Yeah.
And we just came off the back of our largest game of the year and the end of our biggest event cycle, Conquest of Mythodia.
Yeah. Largest in the world.
Largest in the world, they say. Over 12,000 participants this year, all told, which is crazy. It was crazy. It was madness. It was, oh my God, what a good time. We are, as mentioned, running on a skeleton crew, as all of our other people are exhausted, basically just absolutely wiped out from all of the work that they have been doing non-stop leading up to this event.
Yeah, they need a rest.
Yeah, they do. But we are going to give you the first-hand skinny on what happened and our first impressions. Obviously, if you were there, please, oh my God, jump in the comments, share your impressions as well on what happened and what you thought. But first, the weather was amazing. It was, I think, perfect?
Yeah, it was like the Goldilocks event because it's like we've had rain, we've had like laser sun, and it was really the sweet spot in between that. We're so lucky for it.
We were so concerned. So when you are LARPing and you are going out into a rural location, in this case, an acreage, which is a giant 4 or 5 acre blueberry farm, and you are relying on tents and walking around with your bare feet in your historically inspired and or fantasy costumes.
And some people like fully like dressed in armor, like
You don't want to rust.
yeah, you don't want to cook.
You don't want to cook and you don't want to rust, because if it's laser sun, that armor is going to get hot so quickly. And if it's rain, then you are just going to get bogged down in the mud. And we've definitely seen the worst of all things and pulled through it and made the best of it every single time. But this was, like you said, Mike, the Goldilocks year.
Yeah.
It was partly cloudy. It was no higher than, I think, 24 or 25 degrees on any given day. It did go down to about 12 to 14 at night, but not like with the laser sun. It goes down to like 8 degrees at night. So it's like super hot, but then super cold at night.
Yeah.
It was super pleasant, and the atmosphere was amazing. But don't take it from us. Let's just run this slideshow, and you can look at some of the awesome things. These are some of the shops. This is the night in the Tross, right? And one thing to know about the Tross, and a lot of people didn't know this when they first turned up this year, but the Tross was bigger than it's ever been. It had off into a new field and had a few bridges built across. so that you could go and see all the extra shops and all of the extra facilities that were set up there. It was so cool and so magical.
Yeah, exploring it at night. I was gonna say it was magical. Like you're really like exploring this city, and it's just there's so much character in the Trost itself. It's like its own character in it.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So, yeah, we will get on that, and we'll get all of the Skargan witches and the Ataron witches together, and they will create a weather ritual so that next year it is more cloudy and a little cooler for you guys on the battlefield. Obviously, magic is what we do here.
Yeah, exactly. We'll have to talk to Fuvrin.
That's obviously what we did because it was raining on location for 2 weeks straight leading up to the event, right?
Yeah, we really thought it was going to be another mythodea case. So.
Oh my god, yeah. Those, yeah, and those night shots. It's crazy just to see it. Look at these, so cool. All these people, all these amazing things, all these amazing happenings. There were like theater shows happening. The Undead Flesh did a theater show about how they were cursed by Terra and how they had been done wrong, telling finally their side of the story. There was some like children's entertainment, as always. There's the Children's Land, which was so cool because the night was so nice every night. It was just these beautiful long nights where you could just hang out in the taverns.
And so many like amazing bards. Like there's a lot of talented people there.
Yeah. So many great bards, and the copper was flowing.
Yeah,
people were like, that's coins changing hands. That's what they're supposed to do. People running errands, doing jobs, like all kinds of currency from all over like the world. Because as you guys probably realize, Conquest of Mythodia, especially, and all of the Realms of Mythodia events are a crossroad of worlds where you can come with, this is this. Wait. This is This was this was the mini Mythodia that was happening. This was like our magic that we were working, where the shamans created a mini Mythodia in order to pay homage to the rain gods and say, "Look, you created Mythodia."
It seemed to work. Yeah,
it seemed to work. Mythodia was successfully cordoned off by our mages to one small location. The entire event. But yeah, as you can see by these shots, a lot of them at night, people, like the atmosphere was going, it was pumping, and not just through the Trost or the town, but also like out into all of the player camps. Because you could walk around at night, you could just stroll and stroll and stroll. And it's one of my favorite things to do, is just to get out in the evening and go from place to place, follow the music, follow the vibes, see what's happening, see where it's going on.
See where the crowds are. Like if you see like a bunch of people like gathering around, there could be like impromptu, there's fights, there were all sorts of things going on.
And as you and the game doesn't stop. Like just because the sun goes down, there are all kinds of cool things going on. We're going to get into a little bit of that soon because man, it was a crazy time. And there was so many good things going on.
Just to answer a question real quick, I don't believe that there is really a cap of 10K on the event, because I'm pretty sure we exceeded that this year, right?
We definitely exceeded the amount. We definitely exceeded 10,000 people on premises, on location. I'm pretty sure the cap is a little higher than that. I think the local council, we have this amazing relationship with the local council. Because every time the event happens, all the people, all the LARPers are just generally so nice, generally so well behaved. There's a big influx of business that comes into the local area.
We have a really good relationship with the town.
Yeah, and the people in the town, they support it. And like, if you don't get along with the town in which your event is happening, it will not happen.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. But they like it. They like what we do for the moment. We've had like no complaints. It's been going there for 20 years now. And I think the only restrictions we have to increasing the size of the event, because I know we physically have the space, is making sure that we have the facilities and that the local council endorses us to have a limit. But as of yet, we have had no cap put on the size of the event. What we did forget to do, though, at the beginning of the episode, is thank everybody who came together to make this amazing thing happen. Like, obviously, thanks to all of the players who came and brought their characters and brought their game and brought their tents and brought their play options. But thank you so much also to all of the crew and the logistics people who worked tirelessly for 3 weeks beforehand on location to turn everything around and make it happen, to get everything set up. Thank you so much to the teams of volunteers. I think the crew was up to about 500 people. There was definitely a few paid staff, but we're talking a very limited amount. Most of the people were volunteers or people on crew tickets who were working for 8-10 hours a day in the week leading up to the event, even the few days leading up to the event, finishing props, laying things out, delivering firewood, setting up benches, getting all the toilets and the showers and the plumbing and the power, running the parties, making sure the special effects and the pyrotechnics were going to be happening.
All the kitchen staff.
The kitchen, oh my God, yes, that crew, that 500 crew, they would not be able to function if it was not for the kitchen staff working 10 hours a day minimum just to turn it around and make it happen for everyone.
Yeah.
It was huge, 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 huge thank you. That we have had such an overwhelmingly positive response to this event, and again, for beginners and for new people coming into this is literally like walking into a open world computer game that is a giant town and a battlefield with like NSCs everywhere.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Thank you also everybody who participated in Treasure Quest, and thank you for your patience. We did have some hiccups with the delivery of the t-shirts and hoodies, but we have you on our list, and those are coming in the mail. Checks in the mail.
Yeah,
Seriously.
we'll send another email out again as well, too.
Yeah, as soon as that comes in. We're just finalizing the details of those, and we're getting that out to you in the coming weeks. It's definitely on its way. Also, to those people who purchased the Frivolita cards, we have that replacement card being sent out to you in the next few weeks. Keep an eye out for it. Keep posted on the stream. We will let you know as soon as everything is gone out and you have it soon enough. And if there are any issues or you've had any issues collecting your goodies or engaging with the Treasure Quest after the fact, please just contact us at info@Burgschneider.
info@burgschneider.com.
And we will see to your needs immediately, as soon as humanly possible. But it was so good to see all the people coming in who participated. The coins turned out so well, and we had like I think 10,000 plus new coins in game specifically for the world, and then we had a limited number of people, like only 200 or 300 or so, who actually get the Crescent Moon coins.
I may or may not have one.
Yeah, you just hit the right tier, get the right tier, the correct amount.
They're very cool.
It was so cool to see it all come together. But yeah, the atmosphere was amazing. We had a bigger trust. And just a really great time, and a really great time at the I'll pop the atmosphere slideshow back on for a minute, but a really great time at the Burgschneider stall. It was super fun. It felt like a bit of a social hub, like people kept coming in and out. Myself and Mike and Nico and Merlin was around quite a lot. And a bunch of our shop crew who were often players in the Gilded Isles faction sort of came around. People came and played Balance of Power card game.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah,
and so many people just to say hi and
I feel like we were pioneering the new trust.
Yeah,
because we were off deep in the new section. We were calling it New Hope was the new trust. So the trust, for people who don't know, is like a 6 street by 5 street town, and on each street there are like 5 on each city block, right? On each facing of each block, there are like 5 to 6 stores, sometimes more. There's also a big town square in there with lots of food options. There are bars that are going all night. There are tubers, there are saunas, there are fortune tellers, there are smiths, there are craftspeople.
There's even a fighting ring.
There's even a fighting ring where fighting may or may not have happened.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it was super cool. It was super cool to have the game, and it was like crazy, like how people cottoned onto the game. I was like a little worried that the game Balance of Power might be a little too complicated, but did you know that a lot of LARPers are also gamers? And gamers like to play games. And if you make a game that you like to make, and you're a gamer, it's likely the other gamers might like to play it. And we in particular, big shout out to the Al Sabara crew who took some decks and took it upon themselves. They liked it so much that they took some decks and they would teach people how to play in their shisha lounge.
Cool.
Super cool. Yeah, they have a whole lot of games there. They have like Gwent, obviously SARKAN, Balance of Power, a bunch of board games and other games. They run shishas. They have some other luxuries and tea that you can engage with as well. But they were like teaching people how to play. It was super cool. And also to the Dragon Jaeger, all of the Dragon Hunters from the new NSC faction, who many of them were also picking up the game, teaching people how to play. We have more to come. We've heard you, and we are about to start working on the German version of the rules. We're also going to reformat. We're not going to change the rules to the game just yet, but we're going to reformat the rules so that they flow a little better when you read them. You can pick them up as a beginner a little more easily. But if you want to have a look at the existing rules, don't forget in the comments in the description of the stream below, we have all of the rules for the game as they stand at the moment, and we're going to streamline those a little bit based on like player feedback, and create a German version of the game with the cards for hopefully a few months from now. Good question.
Yeah, it was just basically that the Tross was really great, and that there's just basically 5 days isn't enough just to experience everything and to taste all the food. And
I agree. Actually, I 100% agree. And I feel like it's there is so much happening at the camps. And as soon as the first time you go to a Conquest, you're like, wow, everything's amazing. Stuff is happening everywhere. And then the second time you go to a Conquest, you're like finding all of these things, and you're like realizing there's so many things that happening at the same time. And you're like, wow, there is not enough time a day. I wish it was going on for like 10 days. Wouldn't that be cool? Except for our poor crew and the kitchen staff. Let's not subject.
No, not the poor kitchen staff. I mean,
but no, it was super cool. Burgschneider was fun. Balance of Power was awesome. Really excited that people like took to it so well, and so many international guests. I think there are very few places in the world that I did not see people coming from. Like we had people from Japan, Korea, Spain, definitely all over Europe,
Taiwan.
Yeah, it was. I heard some Australian accents floating around there. Who would have thunk it?
Yeah. Some American accents.
Absolutely, some American accents. And in some of the interviews that we have later, not in this episode, but they'll be coming over the next little while. We've got a lot more content lined up for our streams. But as we're all still fresh off the back of the event, we are absolutely just running on the skeleton crew. Down a few hosts. But if you would like to actually come to think of it, if you have any experiences that you would like to share, or if you live in Frankfurt or in the Hessen area, or you were traveling through the Hessen area on a Tuesday evening, please let us know in advance, and we might have you on as a guest on the stream. And all that you need to have done is to have been to Conquest at some point. Not to Conquest, been to any of our events, actually.
Yeah, there were quite a few people from Spain there too.
Yeah, there was a big contingent. I remember Nico saying there were like 50 or more people coming from one particular group, but that doesn't mean there weren't other independent people coming as well, which is cool.
Which is awesome, yeah.
Yeah, it's just always so good to see it, and it makes it a really special place, especially when those people like come back either year after year, or I think this is the thing, right? I realized this just the other day, like coming off the back of Conquest 2025 this year, is that game, that space, that fully immersive live action environment, because it only happens in that capacity, to that degree, and that size once a year for those 5 days. It really feels like this place that is frozen in time. And even if you miss like 2 or 3 years of a conquest, if you're coming from overseas, when you come back, it feels like almost walking into a very similar place. It feels like coming home.
Yeah.
Right? With familiar people and familiar places, and that is just how it goes. 15 days is a lot. This is not the new standard. This is not. It's not. If you would like to run a Realms of Mythodia LARP, so a lot of people don't know this, but like there are the community LARPs. You can find them on our website. You can find them on Scald. You can find them on Discord. But essentially, if you're running a LARP that's less than 500 people, you can make it a Realms of Mythodia LARP using the same factions, the same mythology. You have our blessing. Obviously, let us know so that we can advertise it and get more people to come along to the event. But if you want to run a community LARP in like an adjacent area that is the week before Conquest that runs for 4 days, and somebody else wants to run one for the week after Conquest that's like 4 days, then suddenly you've got close to 15 days, 3 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Nothing's stopping you. The power is in your hands, Sven. Your hands, Sven. You can do it. I believe in you.
And you can do these community events from anywhere in the world too. So
that's correct.
Australia, US, New Zealand, like anywhere. So that's the cool thing about that.
Yeah, absolutely. The coolest thing, that anywhere in the world, and it's non-canonical, but that doesn't mean that you can't like intertwine and weave elements that are happening in the main game into what you're doing, and then bring that back into the game. Like it's super interesting. International guests were great, but I think what really struck me this year was just seeing how 5 years of planning on the side of the event team and the plot team came to fruition in creating the plots and the machinations and the events and the happenings that sort of came out, like the world, the props, the NSCs, particularly the new NSCs. So if you did not know, if you have been living under a LARP rock for the last 5 years, we have been going through a transition. The Realms of Mythodia, the LARP universe, has been based for 20 years in a continent called Mithraspira, the old continent. And it was now slowly progressing and slowly migrating, and things were happening and stuff was going on that led to the migration of the entire or the majority of the population of Mithraspira to a new continent, SARKAN, which is a new place, completely new, with new factions and new people and new places. And all of the players have migrated there in this last game. And in SARKAN, which is a densely populated place, they have come into an area called Bone Reach. And while there are many and varied factions, like all throughout SARKAN, at the Bone Reach, the factions that were most represented were the Vebalia, the Tuvrani, the Drachenjäger, Greifenbraun, the Inquisition, the Acheron, who have been featuring in the game for the last few years, and also the Crimson Sales Company, who are one of the major catalysts for people coming through. But of those, the newest that people are experiencing really for the first time are the Tuvrani, Inquisition, Greifenbraun, Vibalia, and Drachenjäger. And it was so amazing just to see people put the costumes together, to see the team work with new NSC players to build these mythologies and these places and these worlds. And we're just going to drop on a little slideshow to show you like what they kind of ended up looking like, because they brought so much to the party. As you all probably know, with a LARP, so much of a LARP is built by the players and the characters in their costumes. And with the NSCs, They are playing characters that are native to the world, and in this case, we're talking specifically about the player-friendly NSC factions. But even then, the battle NSCs, who are the antagonistic forces in the world, are also have these options for player interaction, but they're not by and large friendly to the players. But these factions are that you're seeing pictures of now. These are pictures of people. So we're seeing some Greifenbronn in the orange. This is a Drachenjäger, I believe one of the Drachenjäger shamans. And this is and you're seeing some interactions as well between the Greifenbronn in the orange and the Inquisition in the purple, and they have a symbiotic relationship.
And they're quite connected to Aderon as well, right?
I believe the Greifenbronn are connected to Acheron, but the Inquisition have like Acheron kind of have their own folklore and their own mythology. From what I understand, obviously we can only offer you a shallow dive, as we are not the plot team. But yeah, it's so cool, and also so cool to see the evolutions of the outfits and the costumes and the play styles. I think one of the most exciting things was just seeing and hearing back from people that, oh, we went around, we explored the environment, we met new NSCs, we could identify who the new player-friendly NSCs were, and if we interacted with a faction that we didn't like playing with, there were still like 6 other factions that we could explore the play style with.
And they were also different from each other too, so you had a lot of variety. So really, like, you had an option, like if you really didn't like the play style of one, you could really see if the other one you vibed with a bit better.
Yeah. So you actually got out on the field and got to interact with some of these factions, Mike.
I did a little bit, yeah.
Okay. And who would you say the most interesting NSC faction was? I also asked this to the chat. Like, please, if you did interact with some of these NSC factions in Conquest, please jump in. Let us know who you had the most fun with, who you look forward to interacting with again in the future. But Mike, what's your call?
So I think I was the most interested in the Truvani this time around, just because I felt like they were so different than previous factions we've had. Like, just there was this sort of, like, otherworldliness about them, and just like their mannerisms, and something that was like unsettling but very intriguing at the same time.
Yeah, the players really took it to the next level with that, both with the costumes, like with just like absolute dedication to the costumes. And I'm skipping through some of these here. Absolute dedication to the costumes, but also the physical behaviors. Like they started developing a lot of their own physical behaviors. Here we go. Yeah, so there's a few of them here. And you can see, actually, one of the things that I didn't realize until I was performing a theater show in the evening, and we were blessed to have a few Tuvrani coming to see our theater show, a little pantomime, that you see the costumes here, but when you see them at night, they actually have glowing components woven in through their outfits. So they actually like have bioluminescence going on, which is super cool.
Yeah, and a lot of the mushrooms had that as well.
Oh man. I think somebody did try and eat the Tuvrani. I think there was a lot of back and forth going around about like whether or not to eat the Tuvrani, whether or not it was safe. But I have heard rumors that some of the Tuvrani, that the spores actually inhabit like desiccated corpses. So the physical form of the Tuvrani that you see is just like a vehicle that the spores are piloting. So maybe when you interact with them by eating them, you are starting to prepare yourself to be a vehicle for them.
Exactly.
You will become a Tuvrani, but not in the way you'd like.
For me, I'm still curious about their motives as well. I think that's...
Oh, yeah. What are their motives? I mean, the Vibalia, I know they don't have a good relationship with the Vibalia. So the Vibalia are these, if we flick through again the slideshow, they're these guys. So they are about cultivating and reclaiming the wasteland. And like restoring the balance. But then the Turani, they have this mushroom forest that wanders through and like infects the crops. And so there's this like natural antagonism between these two factions. But also kind of symbiosis. So I know the Tuvrani, because the mushroom forest that the Tuvrani inhabit, and was represented by an amazing corn maze, so I hear.
Oh yes.
Yeah. We'll get to that in a little bit as well, but
And they let us drink their tea as well.
the Tuvrani let you drink their tea.
Yes, they
You
did.
sure they're not poisoning you with their spores?
Well, it remains to be seen.
But that allowed you to go for longer in the mushroom forest.
In the mushroom forest,
Oh, okay,
yes. But
cool,
we had to
cool.
trade a spider egg that we had gotten from the or from the Drachenjäger.
Yeah.
But we'll get a bit more into that quest next time. I
Yeah.
think.
And so then we had the Drachenjäger, and we were telling you just earlier that they were having a nice time playing Balance of Power and teaching people, but they were also looking after a very special part of the battlefield that we might actually get into right now. Because, sorry, I'm attacking you. Because it wasn't just the players. Like, yes, the players, the players and the NSCs get dressed up in their costumes. They make their caps. Like, so this is also with the NSC factions. Yeah, we made some props for them as well, but most of the decor for all of the camps was brought by the people playing the NSCs. They set up the camps. They got into their amazing costumes. They played their characters and they inhabited the planets. And again, for people who are new to inhabited the camps, sorry. And again, for people who are new to LARP, it's just these people are being your NSCs. They are your discoverable interactive NSCs, complete with plots and subplots and puzzles inside of them that you can unlock to go on missions and explore and have game. They make the world, and players make the world. But along with that, there are also some large props that make the world, and there have been a lot of props that we've been using for many years that have been built over the years by first Live Adventure and then Realms of Mythodea, but we made some brand new ones this year, and the biggest, most noticeable one was right smack bang in the middle of the battlefield, and it was these dragon bones. Oh yeah, there was this as well, but we'll get back to this. Yeah, it was just crazy, right? Like you can see this. It's happening on the battlefield. Like they're only like 5 meters tall or something like that, and 5 meters wide. But you see how big they are, even when people are still standing like quite a ways in front of them. Like this was, if anyone who's been watching the live stream so far may have seen some of the building, some of the construction videos that we put together, because we had these amazing teams of volunteers who came in. Like shout out to some of the flesh sowers, some of the Drachenjägers, shout out to all of the people who just gave their time, regular players, normal players, volunteers, people who by hook or crook gave us the time to come in and help put this together. I had a great time drawing up the designs and putting them together. But at the end of the day, none of these mushrooms, there were like 15 of these 2 to 3 meter tall mushrooms. That's a 6 meter tall wing section and a 5 meter tall rib cage. You can see people just walking through it. And this particular statue, I'll just take a minute to come back to this. So this is the physical embodiment of the new respawn mechanic. So if you die in game, if you're killed by ne'er-do-wells or thieves or on the battlefield, not just injured and taken to a healer, but if you outright die, you are a spirit, you're a ghost, and there are only 2 ways to revive yourself, and that is to take a quest to find this statue deep in the woods, where you can make prayers to an affinity, like a deity or a entity or an affinity that you have. If you're a warrior, or if you're a mage or a scholar, or a rogue, there are offerings that you can make and rituals that you can take to then be reborn into the world. Or just to go back to the NSC slide showed for a second, if you are on the battlefield or if you're on your way to this shrine and you don't see this, then instead you can find this lady right here. And she is the living embodiment of the avatar of death and rebirth. And she, you can find her, and she can either give you little quests, or she can give offerings, and she can bring you back to life. So those are the two ways in the new world to sort of come together. And so it was this combination of this lady's outfit and my drawings, I guess, that sort of came together to create this cool statue. And you can see the image on the right, or the image in the daylight, is of the statue in full-blown daylight, and the image on the other side in the darkness is that installed on location in the forest. And it was super cool to find. Did you make it there, Mike?
I did make it there, yeah.
Okay. And how did you find the approach?
Basically, so we just kind of stumbled upon it. So it was by chance, but it was really cool to see in person.
Yeah.
Like, it was basically, I don't know, for me, it was kind of like seeing the Christ the Redeemer statue in Rio de Janeiro, but like in Conquest, it was like the and we may or may not have a special display like here in Oberursel.
Yeah. We like, if you come and ever visit us, if you happen to die in real life,
exactly.
If you die OT or in another game where you haven't had a chance to go and respawn, you can come visit our foyer, where the Lady of Death and Rebirth is on display 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If the doors are locked, you can pray through the window where you can see her clean through from the front door. But having like the small statue, I mean, it's like 3 meters tall or something, was cool. But having this large, like, physical backdrop in the middle of the battlefield to like interact with, it was really cool to see. And it was, I think there was not a single, any time of day or night, 24/7, from the point that it was set up, that I poked my head out to have a look at the battlefield. I don't think I ever saw a time where there weren't people taking photos in front of it.
Stealthily, of course.
Stealthily and respectfully. But this, like, I may have like worked with a team of volunteers to make this thing, but there was another amazing team of volunteers who assembled this thing on location, who worked with ladders and stakes and shovels to install it in situ and just create this cool experience that wind did not destroy.
No.
We even had a couple of high wind days. I was literally terrified that giant wing piece was just gonna fall down or fall apart, but it did not, because the people who worked to set this up did an amazing job. So cool. So cool. But the other thing that was super cool, and not as okay. So this is Bone Reach. Okay, this is what we're looking at. All of the photos here. We are in SARKAN, but we are on the edge of SARKAN. We've just come across from Mitrospira, and all of the factions have just come across from Mitrospira, and they're in this like frontier, which is like this 400-kilometer long and maybe 100-kilometer wide belt of desolate wasteland, which is occupied either by these giant creature bones, like it's not just the one skeleton, there are many throughout this whole area, but also by this wandering fungus forest that the Tuvrani inhabit. Okay. And in order to represent that fungus forest this year, apart from having the Tuvrani camp surrounded by some of the giant mushrooms that you saw in the picture, and the fungus they represented in themselves on their bodies, but there was also a giant corn maze.
And it was amazing, like, just the scale of this thing, like,
it was huge. It was huge. It was okay. So just here we go. Just this is a very fuzzy map, but this is a top down of the corn maze. that was cut for us out of a giant field of corn by the landowners. Bless their souls, bless their LARP-loving souls. This has actually been talked about for a long time as a dungeon solution, because we often do dungeons, but in this way, we can actually structure it inside of the corn, and they did. The purple line that you're seeing on the screen is the way through the maze. And everywhere else on the screen, on the maze, is just locations and dead ends and plot locations. So all the little squares that you see like have some cool stuff built in there. And as you can see by the size of the tent, so you see the camps over here, and you start to get an idea of how big this maze is. But in the top right, or in the top corner of the picture, you also see a field. That's the battlefield. And I think that this corn maze is almost twice, or was almost twice, the size of the battlefield.
And you could really get lost in there.
You could really get lost in there. And it was, you could be in there. It was crazy. All right, I'm just going to run this. So people were in there, like on the battlefield with the bones, 24/7.
Yeah.
And not just people, but also NSCs. There were wandering bands of Skargan, Undead Flesh, Black Dynasty, coming through.
Or orcs.
Or orcs, yeah. They're just like rampaging through the maze. And there was one time when I went through there late at night, and me and a friend of mine ran into a group of other players, and we were just making our own adventures. And people were getting possessed, because you could go off the trail into the corn, right? And you could like make noises and create disturbances. What was your experience like in there?
Yeah, so I went with Nico and Merlin and some other people, and when we went in there, because we just went to explore it, it was like basically the first night we could go in, and we got separated by like a big band of Skargan.
Oh, wow.
And we went the one way, and then we got cut off, and then we were encouraged to leave. Very strongly encouraged to leave. And we realized we were split from the other people we went in with, so we're like, oh, we have to go back and find them. Like, we can't just leave them in there.
Oh, no,
so we went back, and that ended up being a big mistake, because we went in, and we went into one of those areas where there was like kind of it was like a square, kind of like a bit of a courtyard in there. And we saw a mushroom in there.
Okay.
And we went to look at one of the mushrooms, and then all of a sudden we were surrounded by Skargan that had been hiding in there.
Oh, yeah.
And basically, Merlin and I were able to convince them to let us go, but then the one Skargan was just like, all right, you can go, but we have to kill one of you, and it's this guy, and he pointed to Nico. So then we were
poor Nico. He just had the worst of it.
Yeah, he really was unlucky, but fortunately Nico was able to perform a dance that let him get out, so he was able to dance his way out of it.
That's important.
Whether the dance was like enough to impress them to let him live, or just like, okay, we don't want to see this anymore, get out of here, remains to be seen. We'll let Nico fill in those details.
We'll find out for certain.
Yeah, it was quite an experience, and we had to sneak around orcs to get out. And
that's so cool, because there was actually a lot of interactive elements inside of the maze, in particular to do with learning a bit about the lore. So you may have seen in some of these pictures, also please, oh my god, if you have fun anecdotes or things that happened to you in the corn maze, what is the coolest thing that happened to you in the corn maze? Please, we want to know. But there were these, let's pause this. So there were these statues in the corn maze. Yeah, these ones. Okay. And there was actually one of these descriptors for each of the NSC factions. So you could actually go, and if you could spend enough time in the maze, you could actually go and find out quite a lot of information about the new factions, how to interact with them, how to potentially get advantages. But also, like, in order to find this information, you had to stay in the maze, which was, remember, it's not a corn maze, it's a fungus forest.
Yeah.
Fungus forest that the NSC, the antagonists, the battle NSC factions are immune to the spores from, because, well, the Skargan are made of mist, the Black Dynasty are made of refined crystal and have no emotions, and the undead are, well, it's in the name, isn't it?
Yeah.
So they were fine to run around and cause trouble, but you had to wear a mask. You can only be in there for so long. I think there was another way.
Yes, there is another way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How was that?
And that was if you get the tea.
The tea from the Tuvrani.
Yeah, exactly.
About the tea before and risk becoming a Tuvrani in the long term. We call it a recycling program.
Yeah.
But now actually, so this is the funniest thing. This gets me the most about the Tuvrani is now the Tuvrani are running a recycling program, but now they're not the only faction that's running a recycling program, because the Undead Flesh have been running a recycling program for a long time. So actually, your body, organs, and other parts are in demand. Like, you're worth a lot more than you think as a player.
Exactly.
We are hoping, we are absolutely hoping that the Corn Maze will come back next year. It was such a huge success, and it was such a great way to represent a dungeon.
Yeah.
And we've already had lots of ideas for how to make some more overlays and develop it. It's like.
I mean, especially at night. Like, I mean, I remember we were getting chased out by the SARKAN and actually panicked when we got surrounded. It was really like,
wow.
You're really in the moment there.
Yeah, it's immersive, and it's not like the battlefield where you have places to run, unless you're obviously surrounded by an outflanking maneuver. But there's no healers. You have just the party that you went in with. And when we say groups of Skargan, orcs, Undead Flesh, and Black Dynasty, like more than a standard adventuring party. Like some of the images that we saw coming back, if you have a chance to get access to galleries and have a look through them, but they were face-offs between groups of up to 20 people on either side, fighting down corn maze corridors, fighting in these large courtyards, because some of these courtyards were like 20 by 30 meters.
Yeah.
Right? There was one that in particular, I think we do have a picture of it. If we go through, you can see. So yeah, there's these narrow corridors, but then they open up, and this is an example of one of the 20 by 30 spaces where there's a tomb set up there, and you could investigate the tomb. In some cases, you might have been sent on a quest to go in there to recover some artifacts or elements from the tomb. It was cool, and yes, we are hoping to have it back next year, because it was just so much fun, and it was such an easy overlay, because we have such a big library of props, but on an acreage the size of Conquest, and with an participation volume the size of Conquest, like even a huge library of props, especially big props, they can like seem really small. Like, I was like, okay, cool, this dragon skeleton installation is like 25 meters long, that's gonna be cool. And then you pop it in the middle of the battlefield, and it's just like this little thing. And it's cool, and people enjoyed it, and it was super fun, but it's such a vast space to populate with things and to really transform. But that's actually one of our biggest challenges. Spoiler alert, that is one of our biggest challenges for the next 5 years. Is because, okay, so we're on the frontier now. We've just entered SARKAN. We've just entered a new continent from Mythosphere. We're on the edges, and yes, there's a big town on the outside, but it's a frontier town. It's made up of tents and things like that. But we're gonna be jumping to other locations over the next few years. And as the game progresses, we'll be moving deeper and deeper into SARKAN, which means we'll be going into more densely populated places that are probably more built up than just these little frontier towns.
Possibly more dangerous, too.
Definitely more dangerous, because within the well-populated cities, the thing with a big city population and a big high-density population is all kinds of critters and things can lurk beneath the surface. Danger hides in every alley and around every corner, and you will pray to return to the innocent days of wandering around a corn maze late at night. So there were so many things that came together to make this such a memorable experience. And we got like the weather the players, obviously the players.
Yeah.
Like there was such a good reception. There was not a single NSC who I talked to who didn't come back and saying it was so great. We had such a great reception from the players. Actually, what was awesome to see, what was really, really awesome to see, because while we have left Mythosphere as a play location, and in Mythosphere, in the old continent, there were some rather large factions, like tied to the elements, right? And a lot of those people were, they're no longer playing NSCs as we move into SARKAN. But I saw so many of them coming with their old characters as player characters now. And it was like so cool. It's like taking that lore, that established lore of 20 years, and just bringing it with them into the new world, and like just seeing that start to marry, because like all of the new NSC factions, they have symbiosis with the old factions. Like they have like likenesses here and there. And so it's possible for you to be like a fire person and find like some good play with the dragon Jaeger, or be a terra person and find, or like an earth person and find good play with the Vibalia. And it's fun.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's cool. I enjoy it. I like it a lot. And we obviously did a lot ourselves. We're not showing you everything now.
No, not everything now.
Not everything now. We did some adventures of our own, as Mike may have alluded to.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were some adventures that happened. If you were there and a part of it, that's awesome. We also may or may not have done some food safaris. Yeah, that was we did talk about doing food safaris, but yeah, we'll get back to you over the coming weeks with some of those highlights.
We might have delved into the old philosophical question of pancakes or waffles.
We may have some results.
We might have found the answer.
Yeah. And obviously, you know, if you have your particular interests, let us know. So there'll be a lot of stuff coming out of Conquest. Obviously, we'll hopefully get Nico back at some point, and he can relay his stories.
And his old battle injuries.
And look, Conquest this year was, as well as being awesome and having amazing weather, it was relatively incident-free. I think on the first day before in time, 2 tents burnt down. But we're not talking about that. No, we're not talking about that.
Ignis.
Yeah. And some other people may have been injured for various reasons. But we're also not talking about that.
Yeah, we don't talk about Nico.
No, we don't talk about Nico. I mean, we don't talk about injuries that may not happen. But that's obviously why we have, you know, paramedics on site to be able to deal with anything that does come up. But relatively good. Like the outroom, I believe, was utilized and required, but you know, and special big thank you to all the outroom staff. Like just, and for those again who have never played in a game like this, so imagine for a second, you are physically playing your character and you're walking for 4 days straight into a fully immersive environment with 10,000 plus other people. And you realize that you're a little overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Okay. What do? Obviously, you have your personal support networks. Hopefully, you brought some people with you and you have some friends. But if you didn't, there is a place called the Outroom, which is the out-of-time, out-of-game room, which is staffed by professional counselors and psychological professionals. Or you can just go there without even engaging with those people and just sit in a quiet OT area and chill.
Yeah.
It's like a safety zone. It's a decompression place. And I know some people who just go there by the by, and they'll say, I am a little overwhelmed right now. I am just going to sit somewhere quiet and have a cup of tea and maybe a snack.
Just decompress a little bit.
Before walking back into what is an amazing immersive experience that can potentially be overwhelming. And that is fine.
And there will be a date for next year's Conquest that'll be announced like towards the end of the week.
Yes. New ticket trailer, new announcements, ticket drops are coming soon. I think everything's all in the readiness for that. The booking has already been made for the location. It's just going to be a matter of announcing it. Yeah. We have, however, one more. And also we are going to be, as we come to the end of. So we've got a lot of Conquest content coming up over the next few weeks. We're gonna relay stuff. We've got interviews with people, with you guys. If you participated in that, stay tuned. We're gonna show you some stuff. It's super, super cool. Really appreciate everyone who came and talked with us.
Bit of questing.
Yeah, but our next event that is coming up is going to be the Brandywine Festival in Kentucky in the United States. Yeah. And that means from next week forward, we are going to be doing a special article every week leading up to the event about the Brandywine Festival. Starting to talk about it, starting to talk about opening up, even start to speculate about what may or may not be happening in the future. So
First event of its kind.
Yeah, stay tuned for that stuff. That will be a cool thing. Other exciting announcements will be, they're in the works. There are things that are definitely coming up. We have more Warhammer announcements. We have more D&D announcements. We have more regular Burgschneider stuff coming up. We also are going to be doing post-action interviews with a lot of the plot team and the events team and the VBs from the NSC factions, both player-friendly NSC factions and battle NSC factions, to start to get some insights on how the game is played, how they responded to you guys, and what they're excited about as we move forward into a brand new world of Mythodia. Because this event cycle is going to be crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What else is coming up, Mike?
Well, there's might be something coming back from the dead a little bit.
What? Are we allowed to talk about this?
I think we can talk about this.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Well, just to rip the Band-Aid right the heck off my face, there was a fan favorite event that used to happen in the past that has been laying dormant for over a year now. 1 year, 2 years?
I would think. Yeah, we're going on 3, I think.
But now that we have this live stream right here, right now, we're going to use it, and with the Discord, as a place to facilitate the return of Burgscneider Challenge, where we, once every 3 months, select a selection of Burgscneider garments that we put on sale for the period that we run it for 3 months, and people like you or anyone can get their hands on those garments and register to become a part of the Burgscneider Challenge and send us either pictures or reels, and we will have prizes, sweet, lucrative prizes for you based on your participation, and hopefully it'll lead up to an annual Burgschneider Challenge Gala event where previous winners will have the chance to participate against each other. And for you guys, well, anyway, the details are still in the works, but we can tell you for certain that this is happening.
It's coming back.
On our show. So get involved. Stay tuned. Oh, hello, Dr. Doobie. What? If there are any questions, we still have a few minutes. We are coming to the end of the stream, though. It's been a little minimal. I'm sorry, guys, but we've just been recovering.
Yeah, we're also recovering a little bit too. So it's the skeleton crew, but but we'll be ready for Chaos Chat coming back next time.
Yeah, we welcome all Chaos Chat coming back. If Chaos Chat still wants to Chaos Chat, please jump in the comments. If you have any other questions, if you got anything to say, waffles or pancakes, we want to know.
Oh yes, and please do on the Brandywine Discord, just let people know about the spotlights we're going to be doing here. Because each time we're going to have little snippets, little breadcrumbs about what's to come for the Brandywine Festival as we learn more as we get closer to October. And we're really, really excited to share more and to learn more.
Yeah. Come get involved. Yeah, ask questions. Jump in that Discord. We have heard rumors that at some point in the not too distant future, there will be some more engagement on some of the Brandywine channels through the Instagram and I believe the Facebook channel as well.
Yeah.
regardless, we will have special guest Bale Miller coming back next week. Don't tell him I told you this, but Mr. Brandywine himself. He's not Mr. Brandywine. He's just involved in it. Brandywine is a phenomenon, an ethereal thing that is not beholden to any one person.
Yeah.
But he has been...
He's an integral part of the Brandywine team, yeah.
He has been leading and directing and putting the whole thing together with the help of an amazing team of people and influencers. Shout out to all those people. Oh no, you missed most of this because of notifications, failed to notify. We are so sorry. We also tried to get a notification up on the Discord earlier today, but our plot master and Discord master, Fiona, is also in recovery mode.
Yeah.
Did I forget to mention that we are on Skeleton Crew?
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you have any quick questions, jump in. Don't forget to, if you watch the stream back later, then just pop any questions you have in the comments, and we will do our best to answer those for you.
Yeah.
Gosh, I can't believe it's over. Conquest is done. This stream is finished.
Yeah.
We have no more questions, but we will see you all next week. So get fired up, tell your friends, tell your family, share widely, get involved in the Realms of Mythodia Discord if you have not already. There's a lot of great stuff being shared there. Check out the Balance of Power rules. We are a couple of weeks away from having a launch online. So if you did not come to Conquest, if you did not participate in the treasure quest this year, you will be able to very soon purchase the first edition Balance of Power decks online. They will not be the signature decks that were released through at Conquest and were released through Treasure Quest, but they will be very standard first edition decks that you can get. The rules are in the description of this stream and the last 3 streams as well. We will be getting a landing page for that up on the Realms of Mythodia page and on the a Burgschneider page, so you can get your stuff there, and there will be a facilitation in Discord where you can ask us rules questions, and we will update those documents and engage with you as much as possible about the game, because it was received really well. We're really excited. Stay tuned. We'll also be doing some activations throughout the rest of the year, definitely at DryadCon. If you happen to be in the Hessen area, is DryadCon's at Hessen? Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, it is, I think.
Did the new coins work as expected? Actually, yes, exactly as expected. So when the new coin system was implemented, it was an optional coin system that, as a player, you could get access to the coins by playing with the new NSC factions. And the new NSC factions were given a certain allowance of coins every day that they were allowed to disseminate and pay to players for quests. And as well as that, players brought their own currency, as they always do to the game, and regular and free trade was happening within the player base between the new currency and the old currency. But as stipulated with the new currency, the new factions will only take payment if you want to bribe them or whatever in the new currency. So yeah, no, I feel like it went pretty well. We're excited with how it was implemented. We feel like we've learned from our previous marketing campaign where we ruffled a few feathers, but this will be a regular thing that we will do, but we will be launching it, I believe, in January.
Yeah, quite early.
Yeah, quite early, and we'll be finishing it about 3 months before Conquest. So when that announcement comes out, we'll obviously inform you about all the details. We'll let you know. We'll balance the goodies out a little better, so you're getting more bang for your buck. It'll be very merchandise focused, so you will get stuff, and we will get coins, and then you can get those coins by participating in any of the Realms of Mythodia official games, which is cool. So yeah, I think so. When will ticket sales? Yes, so as we previously stated, just in case you missed it, ticket sales for Conquest of Mythodia 2026 will be launching, I believe, by the end of this week.
So we'll be announcing it by like the end of this week, and then it'll likely be early next week.
I'm pretty sure that so we may or may not have been given access to a certain little video that we can show at next week's stream, which means that it's highly likely that it's going to be, if we are not launching the tickets before Tuesday, being like Monday, Tuesday, then it will be immediately after that. There is announcements by the end of the week, though, definitely, for sure. Like all of the media has been put together for it. I believe Bale has taken a break from Brandywine to work his little fingers to the bone at the editing desk.
He's taking a little vacation back to Mythodea.
Yeah, we like having him back in Mythodea. It's nice for him to come back to Mythodea. Welcome back, buddy. Welcome back, buddy. But that has been critical thinking point system, but it worked really. Oh wow, that's really awesome to hear. The children loved it. Oh, cool. Nice. I don't know if you got your hands on the Crescent Moon coin, but like when you get those two pieces together, if you were lucky enough to get a Crescent Moon coin, it was so cool. It was just so cool to see them in the reels. Like it's one thing to like draw the picture and like send it off to a factory and get the guys to be like, hey, is this gonna work? And then having the physical objects come back and be in your hands, and it was just really, really gratifying.
Yeah.
See in 3D. Next year there will be a new coin. It will not be the same coin. It will be a new coin. Every year will be a new coin. I have exactly 6 weeks to design that new coin. But you're not going to see the design until Treasure Quest next year. January. Yeah, it's really great to hear that feedback. And like any feedback we have, that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Please tell people if they're critical, if they're interested, if they're curious. Come join us on the stream.
Or if you have ideas too.
Yeah, ideas. Like we love ideas. Like this is the place between the stream here and the Discord. This is how we hope to communicate going forwards. And we really appreciate you all being here. And we really look forward to this next few years building SARKAN and building Mythodea together as a community with as much transparency and communication as we can hope to achieve.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. This has been Burgschneider Live, and we will see you next week. Same Burgschneider channel, same Burgschneider place. Hopefully with more than just a skeleton crew.